So here's a video that I know a lot of you guys have been excited to see, and that is an overview of the new Dart by Omega. So first of all, this bow was a second iteration of a bow that Kagan used to call the Native, and that was the smaller hunting focused bow, small framed archer focused bow that went over very well throughout the years. A lot of folks really liked the Native and were really upset when they went away. The truth is there were several different issues with the Native that got it pulled off the lineup. We won't get into those. We're going to focus on the new one now. It's 54 inches. It is a Dymilux riser, segmented Dymilux riser, and I've got clear glass with Celtis veneers on this bow. It's a gorgeous bow. It is definitely, in my opinion, the prettiest bow Kagan's ever made me. Kagan usually doesn't care about looks that much. He's more about performance, but I forced him to use pretty wood on this one, and boy did it turn out nice. Some things about this bow, it will surprise you at how well it shoots. I figured that out about a month ago when this bow came in. It will surprise you. Actually, when Kagan sent me the first pictures of this bow months and months ago, I'm sitting there thinking, it's a great idea. I love that he's trying to work this out, but it's probably going to be like the Native and not be my favorite. I mean, I'm not shy about saying, look back on the videos. I've hunted with Natives, done well with them. They're good bows, don't get me wrong, but I always preferred my Huntsman over it. This bow has surprised me with how much I've loved shooting it. This right here, so the brace height is set at 7 inches, which is what Kagan recommends on here. Actually, it's just a touch over that. When I tuned it the other day, it ended up getting just a touch over 7, but Kagan will usually tell you what the best performance is right there on the string, or right there on the limb. He's gonna start building these bows this summer in July and August, and when he first offers them, they're gonna be with anything that the Huntsman can do, you can do with this bow. So any of the wood combinations, any of the color combinations, any of that he can make happen. The two things that he's not gonna do initially with this bow is he's not gonna work in carbon cores. That's not something he's looking at right now. So it's gonna be a wood core. The other thing is the grip. Right now it's got a low locator grip on this. I've really have no issues with that. The flat spot fits right in my hand, but I realize that grips are something that folks are very picky about, and myself included. If I just don't like it, I have a hard time shooting the bow. That's something I'm sure will work with as it changes, but as I said, this has been really easy to get used to, and I really have come to like it. The problem with that small riser is it does make things a little more difficult as far as working in more grip options. But if I know Kagan well. If you talk to him, I bet you $1 he'll figure something out. That's just how he does. The guy is a bow nerd, and he's probably the best bow nerd I know. He knows how to work things in. So this bow is going to be in the same price range as the Royal Huntsman, which I think I'll put it on the screen. So let's talk about the main question. How does the bow actually shoot? Well, it doesn't shoot like you would think it would shoot. I say that like this. You younger guys that are just starting off in traditional archery, traditional archery is this giant continuum of things, and each side of the continuum has its advantages, and everybody is different. Everybody will tell you, oh, this bow is the greatest thing. The truth is, you've really got to find what works for you and what you typically prefer. On this continuum, the bows that are on the shorter side, so like this right here, 54 inches, 52 inches, even 56 inches, those bows are typically harder to shoot. If you couple that, if you take a 52 or 54 inch bow and you make it 55 or 60 pounds, that is a bear to shoot. That is a very difficult bow to shoot. Whereas if you take that same weight and you put it into a 64 or 68 inch bow, it becomes easier to shoot. And so my niche typically has been in the 62 to 64 inch range, and if you look back through the videos over the years, that's what I'm using 99% of the time, is a bow in that range, and that's because that's what fits me best. That's what I've liked the best. So when I first got this bow in, I thought, yeah, this is going to be a great idea. I'm not 100% sure it'll fit me, but I've been very surprised at how well it shoots. So when we talk about how it shoots, number one, it is super fast, and I don't know that you can pick that up on this camera. And to be honest with you, I edit things, you know, like everybody edits on here, so you really can't pick that up. I mean, I could speed it up, I could do different things to make you think one thing or the other. I'm not doing that, so I don't know if you can pick up that or not, but it's actually a pretty spunky little bow given the size. It also doesn't stack at all, which really surprises me. Most bows, if it's a 52 or 54 inch bow, man, by the time you get that thing to 27 inches, it's like breaking over a heavy compound, breaking over a wall in a heavy compound. It is super tough to do. This bow does not have that feel at all. Now, I will say this one's 54 inches. It's a prototype. He's going to offer it in 56 and 58 inches. It does start stacking at 29 at 54 inches. So 29 is all you want on this bow, 54 inches, but his 56 and 58s that he's had tested, they've been all the way up into 31 inches with no stacking problems at all. The riser is cut to center, so I had no issues tuning it. I immediately got the bear shafts hitting exactly where I wanted to. That's just how I prefer to tune. There's different ways to do it. If you're new, don't get all down in those weeds. Just figure out some areas that are close and go have fun. That's what I tell everybody. But yeah, this thing, like I said, the best thing I can say about this bow is that it's pleasantly surprised me, and I'm really, really excited to get after it in the woods. I don't hunt with things that I don't like, just to be honest with you. If I've got it in the woods, I really like it, and I'm excited to get this thing in the woods. This Saturday is our opener here in North Carolina. We're gonna hunt turkeys here in North Carolina, over in Tennessee, up in Virginia, and in Ohio this year. So hoping to get on some action. And of course, we'll be back after the bears in June. Y'all stay tuned. There's going to be some great bear hunting action coming soon. And hopefully I'll have this bow along with a lot of it. Kagan is making me a 56-inch bow that's identical to this, just to see the differences. But again, I am very, very impressed. Go check Kagan out at omegalongbows.com. Kagan is literally the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Oh gosh, there's a turkey strutting on top of this hill. How's a man supposed to do this with a turkey strutting and it's 4 days, 5 days from season? My gosh. All right, anyways, Kagan's the nicest dude you'll ever meet in your life. And if you want something, or you want to change something, or look at something, make sure to reach out to him. He's a great dude. About small companies like Omega is they're very personal and easy to work with. You can talk directly to Kagan and say, well, hey, I love the looks of that bow that Dalt's got. I'm not crazy about that grip. What can we do on it? Kagan will work with you. You know, if you're like, hey, I know you're not making this at 54, but I've got a 26-inch draw length. I think it could really work for me. Kagan will work with you. And the thing is, with all Omegas, if this thing snaps, and every bowyer that's ever been, and if they've ever said they've never had a bow fail, they're lying. Bows fail. And if something happens, bow fails, whatever, Kagan will make it right. He'll send you your own bow. I've said that before, but he's done that for me multiple times. It happens. Things happen. And the good thing about these small companies is they'll stand behind it. Kagan's just like it.